Well, Charles Plumb was a US Navy jet pilot in Vietnam. After 75 combat missions, his plane was destroyed by a surface-to-air missile. Plumb ejected and parachuted into enemy hands. He was captured and spent 6 years in a communist Vietnamese prison. He survived the ordeal and now lectures on lessons learned from that experience. Well, one day when Plumb and his wife were in a restaurant, a man from another table came up to them and said, "Hey, you're Charles Plumb. You flew jet fighters in Vietnam from the aircraft carrier Kitty Hawk. You were shot down." "Well, how in the world did you know that?" asked Plumb. "Well, I packed your parachute," replied the man. Well, Charles Plumb gasped in surprise and no small amount of gratitude. The man from the other table shook his hand firmly and said, "Well, I guess it worked." Plumb assured him, "Yes, it did. If your chute hadn't worked, well, I wouldn't be here to meet you." Well, Plumb couldn't sleep that night, thinking about the man he'd met. He thought to himself, "I wonder how many times I might have seen him and not even said good morning, how are you, nor anything, because, well, I was a fighter pilot and he was a mere sailor." Well, Plumb thought of the many hours that this man had spent on a long wooden table in the bowels of the ship, carefully weaving the shrouds and folding the silks of each parachute, holding his hands each time because the fate of someone he didn't know was in his hands. See, all of us have someone who provides what we need throughout each day. And Plumb points out that he needed more than one kind of parachute when his plane was shot down over enemy territory. He needed his physical parachute, of course, but also a mental parachute, an emotional parachute. And for him, it was important that he had a spiritual parachute. And he called upon all of these supports before reaching safety. Well, sometimes the hustle and the bustle, the daily challenges of life, that everything that comes our way, we might miss what is really important. We may fail to say hello, please, thank you, how are you? We may forget to congratulate someone or tell them, so give them some compliment to cheer them up, encourage them, to give them a gift, a love, for no reason at all. It's worth taking time out to consider who packs our parachute. Well, I don't know what you reckon, but it's worth a thought. For now, do take care, stay safe, and thank you for listening.